I'm gonna let you do my intro.
That I don't know.
Oh, so you don't watch my videos, huh? Anyway, we both just saw Michael earlier. We got some thoughts. Obviously, I got my girlfriend here with me, first time on my YouTube channel. So without further ado, cue the intro.
I'm laughing, but it's a laugh of impatience. Show the movie.
Before I get started my video, I just want to say, obviously, this is my girlfriend's first time on my video. She's nervous, all right? So, and it was 12 o'clock in the morning, so we were both tired, but obviously she's nervous, but she did a great job. Anyway, just want to get that caveat, because if one of y'all got something to say, I'm either going to cook you, or I'm just going to delete the comment, all right? First thing I want to say, what did you think about the movie? I know you're a big Michael Jackson fan. What do you think about it? Is there anything you want to highlight about Jafar's performance before I get to my part? Anything you want to say?
I mean, my thoughts about it are like really minimal. I thought it was a great movie. I'm a Michael fan, so like all the montages, the video, like the music and everything, I really liked it and enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed Jafar's performance. I told you, like after the movie, there were many times throughout the movie I forgot that Jafar was even Jafar. Like he embodied Michael throughout that entire film, in my opinion. So
Yeah. And I was telling her too, I was like, sometimes it felt like Giuliano, who we'll get to next, it felt like he was better than Jafar, because I was looking at it from like a dancing perspective. Like his dance moves were crazy, and he was mimicking some of the stuff that James Brown did. A lot of stuff that Michael Jackson did, he got that from James Brown, and then he made it his own and made it something completely different and completely unique. But first, I want to talk about the story, because honestly, it's kind of bare, and we're getting into spoilers here, but it's kind of bare. It's like the whole movie is Michael is trying to break free from his dad, Joseph. And I told her this, and I told my friends this: the bigger a person is who you're covering for a biopic, the harder it's gonna be for the biopic, because you know a lot about, like, everybody, there's even people who are bigger fans than her, who know like all the details and stuff about his life, so they'll be able to pinpoint, this is missing, that is missing. I do feel like the pacing hurt this film, bro, because again, the whole film was Michael saying, I gotta get out, I gotta do my own thing, I gotta be on my own, I don't want to perform my brothers, it was mostly that for the whole movie. And then I don't want to say it was a montage, and I'm gonna get to the critics later, but I don't want to say it was a montage, but sometimes it did feel like we're gonna have 10-15 minutes of dialogue here, then we're gonna have the music and Michael Jackson doing his stuff, and then we're gonna have some family stuff. Like, it kind of felt like that, and it was repetitive, bing bang boom. But what did you think about it? Like, did you see the story from the same way I did, or like, what did you think?
honestly, like I will agree the pacing was pretty bad. Not bad, but like I feel like they could have done better. But I only agree with that in the beginning. And that's just because they were starting off with like his life in the Jackson 5 and how it came to be and how it pushed him to want to be, like, as you kept saying, like free from his brothers, free from Joseph and stuff. So like in the beginning, I felt like the pacing was bad, but as it went on and they started fleshing out like his songs and his hits and stuff, I feel like it got decent. It got a little bit better.
I don't know, gang. I feel the exact opposite, bro. I feel the opposite. I felt like the pacing was good in the Jackson 5 when he was younger, and then it got worse. But I feel like that, and not saying she wrong, obviously everybody got their own opinion.
Yeah.
But I feel like that because we know like Jackson this, and this. Like it just felt like we were going from each era. It's easy, and it's hard to really understand this movie just because we know a lot of stuff was cut out. A lot of stuff was left on the cutting room floor. And for those critics, bro, some of those critics, like the critic score shouldn't be 30. It probably should be like in the 50 area. But a lot of those critics, if you look at them, they're actually saying, why didn't it cover the allegations? It's saying stuff like that, which is stupid because it's not actually critiquing the movie itself. It's critiquing something that the movie didn't even cover. So in my head, it's stupid to have that be a critique and why you want to give it a low rating. But if you give it a low rating for the pacing and the story being kind of bare and all that stuff, I agree. Like, I don't know for you, but for me, I feel like everything we've seen is like if we took everything about Michael Jackson and we just took the good stuff, all the bad stuff away, and we took the good, I feel like that's the movie we got. What you think?
Okay, but you gotta think about it though. Like, this is only the first half. And I told you that. I feel like where it ended at was in the middle of where he went to his peak. All of the bad stuff didn't really come until after that.
Yeah.
So like, if you feel like, oh, well, this is like good guy Michael, that's essentially who Michael was before he came to like too high of a fame.
Yeah. And then the album Bad is literally that. Yeah. But again, that's something I would have liked to see. Like his transition from being a good guy persona and then going to the bad, because we don't see that in the movie, all right? I told y'all we doing spoilers. We don't see that in the movie. But before we go to that, all that stuff, let's talk about Coleman Domingo. Let's talk about Nia Long. Nia Long first. All right. She said on the ride home that Nia Long basically didn't do nothing in that movie.
I said in the theater, she didn't really do anything in the movie. Like, I'm not saying like her character, obviously her character was integral to Michael's story, but I feel like they were hyping her up as if she was like some big, I don't know how to explain it. Like she had some big impact. She literally did nothing except sit there and tight lips the whole time.
That's another thing. Like, if you get someone like Nia Long signs up for this, we thinking she gonna have a bigger role.
Yeah.
Coleman Domingo, we know what he represents.
Yeah.
And he did a great job playing Joe. But like she said, like Nia Long was kind of like, really anybody could have played it. My mama could have played that role with Nia Long. I'm gonna be honest. Anybody could have played that Nia Long role. Okay. Like she didn't really, like it felt like it would have been better if we got some insights, like, because in the movie, at least the feeling I was getting, she's kind of enabling in a way. Like the scene that she had when Mike was crying and he's like, yo, mom, I know it's not your fault that Joe's like this. And I'm thinking, well, it kind of is, because all you say is Joseph. Like, that's all you say, bro. Like,
I mean, I would disagree to an extent. It's not her fault that Joseph was the way that he was. It was her fault in not stepping in and protecting her children.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying.
All right, okay.
All right, bro. So let's get to Coleman Domingo. Man, he felt like a villain, bro. He did. Every time you got on the screen, you didn't want to see him. And I forgot to mention this in the video, but I don't know how to compare this with the Jackson 5 documentary. The Jackson 5 documentary, if you watch my other videos, I talked about how it showed all the Jackson. This, you don't really, it's just Michael, which is fine. But one of the things that Joe says a lot is, you're gonna forget your family, Michael. You're gonna forget this. What about how your brothers feel? But they never show us how his brothers feel at all. They say one word, Michael. That's really all they say. They don't really do much. They kind of just there. Janet isn't in the movie. So it's a lot of stuff like that that's missing, where you can tell like they had some plans and they just not there. Like the director's cut for this probably has to be close to like 4 hours, because there's a lot of stuff that Diana Ross apparently influenced. So it's crazy, bro. I think in the video right now I'm talking about Joe Jackson. I think that the Joe Jackson portrayal in the docuseries in the Family American Dream was a little better in my opinion, because that he actually felt like, okay, this dude's menacing. And Coleman Domingo did too, but it felt like that's all Coleman Domingo had. And I'm gonna say he's one note, but he's two note. You know, the other, I forgot the dude who played him. The way he did it, you can tell he had a lot of meat on his bones in the story. Pause. Because you actually saw him going to the steel mill. You actually saw him going through crazy tribulations at work and having to come home, and you see that's the reason why he's pushing everybody. One thing I'm gonna say, I know everybody hates Joe Jackson, but again, if Joe Jackson is not the way he is, we don't have a Jackson 5, and obviously we don't have a Michael. So it's a very conflicting story, at least to me, on that part. That's something I thought I should put in. And it was bad because it's like the whole movie is, I'm gonna stand up to Joseph. I am. I'm gonna move out, do my own thing. And I'm thinking, I'm like, bruh, honestly, one thing that I got out of this movie that I didn't know is that Michael Jackson stayed in his parents' house for that long. I ain't know that. But it was weird because I'm like, bruh, you are Michael Jackson. You still staying in your folks' house? If you wanna escape, buddy, go. If we being honest, he never really stepped up to Joe.
No,
He never really did. He like man to man, he never really did.
He never did.
He fired him through the Blanca dude, the white dude. Even when in the saying like Michael at first he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to do the tour. Then Joe was like, "Hey, you're doing the tour anyway." They do the tour. Michael burns his head off, which we all know about the Pepsi thing.
Yeah.
Then he decides, I gotta do the tour. It's gonna save the world. I'm like, okay, cool. Then on stage, you tell everybody, yo, this it. Hey, ain't no more Jacksons. It's the last tour we doing.
Listen up. I'd like to say this is our last and final tour. And I think this is our farewell tour. Y'all been wonderful. It's been a long 20 years, and we love you all.
You will never, like, he never stands up to Joe in the movie. As far as negatives, that's all I got. The story and the pacing. Ugh. Any negatives you have?
I would just say the pacing in the beginning. Like, that's literally the only negative that I have.
Okay. Now let's get to the positives, all right? Jafar. She already talked about it a little bit. Jafar was amazing until he got his nose surgery. And she said it didn't really feel like he was Michael Jackson to me. Once the nose slimmed, I was like, okay, that's Mike. And he was dancing. Some of the dancing felt a little off in the beginning, but I think it was on purpose because if you know, like she said, Michael didn't really hit his peak until like that bad era, at least in dancing wise. He's always been good vocally. In the beginning, he dancing a little stiff. Thriller, a little stiff. Some of that stuff was stiff. Once that human nature, whoo, the bad scene. Oh, he was cutting up. He was cutting up. So what you think?
I mean, like, honestly, I can see your perspective on that. I feel like it might be just as like a story part of it. It could be he probably didn't start dancing the way that he wanted to until he got away from Joseph. That's like where my mind goes hearing you say that.
Because even then, Joseph was saying to look forward. So maybe,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true. Maybe he couldn't really do what he really wanted to do. Even then, I don't even think Michael ain't really grab his meat like that. Like he wasn't really.
I don't think so, no.
He ain't do much of that. I'm like, dang. So that's why I'm hoping the part 2 comes in. Before we get to that, we're gonna end it soon. But Giuliano, what'd you think?
The little boy.
Yeah.
He was great. I loved him. He was lovely. He was great.
You just what?
I mean, I preferred
Oh, you preferred
Jafar's
Jafar.
performance. better.
Okay. Yeah. I agree. Giuliano was good too. We could have had a movie with just Giuliano. We could have a movie with just off the wall Michael.
Yeah.
We could have one where he's transitioning from the thriller to the like. That's just how Michael is, bro. He was versatile. He was a megastar. But for part 2, right? And I just told her this. It's gonna be hard if they. The reason why they had to do the reshoots because they didn't even know they couldn't talk about the child accusations. But if they were to somehow try to do it in a part 2, I don't know how it would happen. It's kind of there. The hints are kind of there with Michael still liking Peter Pan and all that stuff as a grown behind man.
Okay, listen.
No, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I still like anime and all that stuff. I mean, do what you do, Michael.
Listen, he didn't have a childhood for real. So like him manifesting the Peter Pan and even they showed it in the movie, like reading the book, he literally wrote Joseph's name over Captain Hook. So it makes sense for him to like see himself as Peter Pan. The only thing was Peter Pan actually stood up to Captain Hook. You know, Michael didn't really do that to Joseph.
Yeah, he didn't.
He did what he could, without feeling like he was gonna get any consequences or repercussions behind it. Like, you basically beat around the bush until the problem was gone. But you know, you can't fault the man for liking Peter Pan.
Yeah. But I mean, I say that because that's one thing they can do to like go into that children thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they wanted to go that route. But again, bro, it just feels like the people who wanted that, like, oh, they didn't talk about the accusations. He likes the kid. Like, I feel like, bro, y'all might have some screws loose. Why do you want to watch that? Why do you want to watch a man suffer? Knowing that stuff wasn't true. So, was it creepy? Yes. He's. Never mind. We ain't gonna get into that. I do think there will be a part 2. I do think this movie will do $1 billion. The part 2. It'll be a question on when it'll get made. Hopefully we get it next year, like late next year. I imagine they already got some of this stuff already shot, so it wouldn't be nothing to just shoot some more scenes and put everything together. I think the part 2 will also narratively be a better story. I think it'll be more fleshed out. We can get some more details on Michael Jackson's albums that don't really get talked about, like Dangerous and all them. I think Invincible is another one. I think Invincible. You don't know.
Think so.
All right. So
Butterflies.
Huh?
His Butterflies album. I think it was called Butterflies. I don't know.
We'll cut it out. But yeah, it'll give more time to flesh out on those albums that people don't really talk about. Because people act like he only made 3 albums and Off the Wall and Thriller and Bad. So we'll see the other parts. But yeah, I enjoyed the movie, bro. She enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy the movie.
She enjoyed the movie, so that's all we got. Say the outro.
The outro that I don't know.
If you love the video, like the video. If you don't love the video, still like the video.
Right, you
Just
should
say
like
that.
the video.
Say it.
If you love the video, wait, what? If you love the video, like the video.
Yeah, just say that part.
If you love the video, like the video.
And if you don't love the video, still like the video. I'm on the road to 600 subscribers. I appreciate if you like my content. Share my content. Without further ado, I'm out. Peace.
No, I do not panic. So I learned it.